Aloha and welcome to the East Oahu Realty Report 2015 Year in Review.
If we look at the big picture, we can see that house prices in the United States rose 5.7% through the third quarter of 2015 year over year. This is the 17th consecutive quarterly price increase.
Washington, D.C. and Colorado lead the nation with double-digit price appreciation, while the state of Hawaii was 47th in the nation. Hawaii saw an increase of 2.4%.
The city and county of Honolulu is up 6% year over year and remains strong in price appreciation. Honolulu is ranked 87th in the nation after cities like number 1, Port St. Lucie, Florida, up about 16%, and number 2, Palm Bay, Melbourne, Titusville, Florida, up about 15%.
If we look at the nation's financial stress index at the end of 2015, it is at a negative 0.34 points. You can see we are down from the index's highs of nearly 6 points during the last recession, highlighted in red.
In December, most of the supply indicators increased, from active and new listings to month supply. However, month supply of inventory on the market remains around 3 months for both categories, which is historically still low and considered a seller's market.
In 2015, closing volume was up about 5% for both categories. There were nearly 3,500 single-family homes and 5,000 condominiums sold. About 16% of these single-family homes closing were below $500,000, demonstrating that there are options at all price points in the market. Over time, we can see the peak and trough pattern that demand follows.
If we overlay month supply on this demand chart, we can see the inverse relationship between supply and demand over the last 28 years. Currently, supply is low and demand is high.
The effect of this low supply and high demand is likely what is putting upward pressure on median sales price. In 2015, prices rose about 4% for single-family homes and 3% for condominiums.
Projections through 2018 are that with an average of 4% growth, we could reach $757,000 for single-family homes and $415,000 for condominiums. If we compare market velocity and price point on Oahu single-family homes, we see it is fairly consistent at the low end of prices at around 20 days on the market to sell. Once we hit 1.1 to 1.9 million, it jumps 50%, and then at 1.9 million plus, it doubles to 65 days. The breaking point is at about $1.1 million. Anything below that in single-family homes on average is sold in several weeks, and above that could take months. For condominiums, the break occurs roughly at $475,000.
Pending sales is a count of the properties that have offers accepted on them in a given month. In December, they were up about 8% for single-family homes and 11% for condominiums.
Days on market is a good measure of market velocity, or how quickly homes are selling. In December, market velocity for single-family homes went up by 13%, and it took less time to sell a property. The market velocity for condominiums decreased by 9%.
In December of 2015, homeowners realized about 99% of their asking price, which is up a few points for both categories.
In this chart, we can see the amount of real estate loans relative to total bank assets over the last 40 years. This indicates bank exposure to real estate purchases. Too low of a number is negative, and too high can indicate a bubble. We are currently at 25%. This is off 10 points from the ratio's high of 35% in the peak of the market in 2006. The line in the graph represents an index that tracks Hawaii's economic activity. We can see the last 5 U.S. recessions highlighted in red. Since the spring of 2010, the index has recovered 17.56 points.
2015 saw the fourth straight year of record totals in visitor spending and arrivals.
Arrivals were up 2.12% year over year. Arrivals in 2015 grew over 4% to a record high of nearly 8.7 million visitors, driven by increased direct air service from U.S. East, U.S. West, Australia, and China. This is nearly an average of 215,000 visitors on island each day.
Visitor days topped 78 million in 2015. This was up about 3.5% compared to 2014.
Visitor spending topped a record 15 billion in 2015. This is up 2.3%.
In summary, for 2015, prices were up for both categories and supply remains low. Market velocity is around 22 days for both categories. And lastly, there was a continued stabilizing of Hawaii's economy.
The neighborhood of the year is Kailua Waimanalo single-family homes.
Demand is up. There were 295 closed sales in 2015. This is an increase of 66%. Supply decreased by 2% to 379 new listings. This high demand and decreased supply in 2015 may have caused Kailua Waimanalo's median price to rise 3% to just over $1 million for single-family homes.
If we look at Kailua Waimanalo single-family homes using the seasonal buying patterns chart, we can see that over the past 3 years, the most closings of 104 have occurred in the month of June. If we assume an average closing time of 45 to 60 days, these units went into escrow in April and May. Therefore, April and May would be the best time period to list a single-family home in Kailua Waimanalo. Conversely, by the same logic, a buyer could expect the lowest competition in the months of December and January. If we look at the pond analysis for Kailua Waimanalo in the past 6 months, we can see that on average 27.7 new listings entered the market each month. The listings are exiting the pond or being sold at a slightly slower rate than they are coming in at 26.3 per month. With 111 listings currently on the market, there are 4.2 months of inventory on the market. Given these different rates of ingress and egress to the pond and our current inventory, sellers have about a 23.7% chance of selling each month.
These numbers earn Kailua Waimanalo single-family homes the neighborhood of the year. With the help of a proven professional, you can navigate this often confusing and difficult process with ease. When you work with East Oahu Realty, you work with a team of knowledgeable and experienced professionals equipped with special expertise. Thank you for watching, and until next quarter, aloha.
It's not quite the same as the ocean blue. At home,